You've probably heard this before. When you know, you just know. And honestly, sometimes that's true. But sometimes it's not knowing. It's being caught in emotion, hormones, hope, and pressure. I've seen friends and relatives go from first date to wedding plans in 3 months. Fast, intense, romantic. But most of those stories ended in heartbreak or quiet resentment. Today, we're talking about what happens when you rush into marriage, even when the love feels real, even when the connection feels cosmic. Because being in love is beautiful, but staying in love, that takes time, wisdom, and patience. In this episode, we'll explore why rushing marriage is so common and tempting, the psychology behind emotional speed, 6 hidden dangers of rushing into commitment, how to slow down without losing momentum, and a story from my brother, whose fast-track love story taught me exactly what to watch out for. This episode isn't anti-marriage, it's pro-healthy timing. My brother met her at a work seminar. They started talking, texting, calling late into the night. Within a month, they were inseparable. Within 2, they were engaged. He was glowing. She was confident. We were all cautiously supportive, but also wondering, why the rush? 3 months into marriage, cracks appeared. They had completely different ideas about money. Their conflict styles clashed. She shut down. He escalated. She wanted to move abroad. He wanted to stay close to family. It wasn't a lack of love. It was a lack of understanding. As he later said, "We married the version of each other from the honeymoon phase, but we didn't know how to handle the real stuff." They're divorced now. Still respectful, but regretful. That story stays with me. Why do people rush into marriage? The reasons make sense emotionally. Intense infatuation. Dopamine and oxytocin create a euphoric high. You feel like you found your soulmate. Everything feels aligned. Fear of losing the person. If I wait too long, they'll leave. Someone else might come along. Social or family pressure, especially in cultures where early marriage is expected, or where long relationships without marriage are frowned upon. Escaping loneliness or pain. You're not just running towards love, but away from something else. But neuroscience tells us, during the early stages of love, your brain is chemically altered. It can take 12 to 18 months for that emotional fog to lift, and that's when you start to really see the person. 6 reasons rushing marriage is risky. 1. You don't truly know their conflict style. Anyone can be sweet during the honeymoon phase. But what happens when they're stressed? You disagree on something important. Boundaries are crossed. If you've never seen how they handle real tension, you're committing to someone you don't fully understand. 2. You might mistake chemistry for compatibility. Strong attraction is not a sustainable relationship. You need to know, do we share values? Can we talk through tough stuff? Do we have similar visions for the future? Chemistry is the spark. Compatibility is the fuel. 3. You may overlook red flags. Fast love often makes you excuse things you'd normally question. He just has a temper, but he's working on it. She's a little possessive, but that means she cares. Time reveals character. The longer you observe, the clearer things become. 4. You skip crucial conversations. Many rushed couples avoid deep talks about finances, children, career goals, religion and values, extended family expectations. They assume love will figure it all out. Spoiler, it won't. 5. You don't see them in different seasons. Everyone is on their best behavior for the first few months. But have you seen them when they're overwhelmed? Things don't go their way. They're around their family. Time shows you who someone really is, not just who they present as. 6. You might not know what you want yet. When you rush, you might be unclear on your own needs and boundaries. Marriage won't clarify that for you. It only magnifies what's unresolved. Knowing yourself first, choosing wisely later. How to slow down without losing the spark. 1. Set a healthy timeline. This doesn't mean years of waiting. It means giving yourselves enough time to move through the initial excitement, real conversations, observing each other under pressure, meeting and engaging with each other's families or communities. Even 9 to 12 months of intentional dating can make a huge difference. 2. Use checkpoints, not just chemistry. Have regular relationship check-ins where you ask, are we growing closer or just staying infatuated? Have we handled a disagreement maturely yet? Are our goals still aligned? Let logic and observation guide you alongside love. 3. Talk about the tough topics early. Don't wait until engagement to ask, what's your view on money and spending? What are your expectations for marriage rules? How do you feel about children? It's not too serious, it's responsible. 4. Get outside perspectives. Your inner circle often sees what you can't see. Ask your trusted friends and mentors, what do you observe about us? Do you see any blind spots? Their feedback might save you from a future you'd regret. I used to think fast love was brave. Now I think it's sometimes a bit afraid. Afraid of losing the feeling. Afraid of asking the hard questions. Afraid of sitting with uncertainty. But lasting love isn't afraid of time. It welcomes it. Because when it's real, there's no rush. Only depth and steady commitment, built layer by layer. I'm not waiting for perfect, but I'm done confusing passion with preparation. Have you ever rushed into a relationship or seen someone do it? What did you learn from that experience? Share your story in the comments. It could help someone pause at just the right time. In the next episode, how to tell if you're actually ready for marriage. We'll explore emotional, psychological, and even spiritual readiness, and how to tell the difference between being in love versus being prepared. See you there.